move around a little bit. Let's get in here. Matter of fact, let me tie my I'm looking inappropriate at the moment. So therefore there's no need to see my face or anything else that's going on with me. Give a quick live and perhaps the next live will be showing me. Yeah, we're gonna try to make that happen. Where is my bunny? Need my bunny. Yeah. Let's get a 2-minute marker. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Come in, sub Cupcake, and like her up. Let's have this open conversation. The chickens came home to roost again on these YouTube streets. I keep telling y'all. I keep saying it. That's why somebody have to have sense enough to back up. Who's gonna be the most mature and adult about the certain situations? You know. Come on, 2 minutes. Sub and light the cupcake up, please. Sub and light. Who is gonna be the much mature person and the better adult in these situations? You know, like when they get to posting you and trying to post you up all types of ways and do all types of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Is it raining out here? Sometimes, no, it's just okay. Sometimes you literally, y'all, I'm cleaning up, so you literally have to be the adult. You know, sometimes it got to be you that says, hey, I'm going to let this situation go, because the reason why you going to let a situation go when you're going back and forth on these YouTube streets, because you figure it out. Man, what am I going back and forth with these folks for? They not doing what I'm doing. They not living how I'm living. They not, the things I have to do on a daily basis, they are not doing what I'm doing. You know, it's so much responsibility out here. Nobody wants to speak on it. You know, just like sub like the cupcake up, please. Sub like the cupcake up. Like for instance, the other day I was speaking on, you literally you have to have like 10 different types of insurances out here. Sub and like the cupcake up, please. Anybody want to see? I bet y'all want to see my face. I'm busy right now. I'm doing some stuff, but I need your subs. Get in here, talk to me. You know, as Malcolm X stated, the chickens have came home to roost. Yeah, they come back and roost. See your boomerang come back. All this negativity, people try to shame people on this internet. They try to post them in a unorderly fashion, try to embarrass people. And like I said, sometimes the other adult have to be the bigger person to say, hey, let this go. Let them cook. Because in the end, you going to get cooked, because your intent is actually to be devious and evil. You more devious and evil than Jezebel and her daughter, Jezariah, whatever her name is. I always forget to pronounce Jezebel's daughter's name. But when you try, you know, going back and forth, speaking on each other is another thing. But to put people, post certain things on people, and they ain't nobody posting you, and you initially start that don't get you nowhere in life. I done told y'all 100 times. When people initially post you, take the time out to figure out your life, to figure out your private and personal business. The only reason people are doing that is because they are messed up. Their livelihood messed up. Because if the livelihood was great and grand, you don't want nobody posting your business. And I ain't talking about when retaliation is going on. I'm talking about the people that do it out of spite and evil, because you are beating them with your mouth. So while you're beating them and feuding with them with your mouth, and you simply winning by what you're saying, they gonna get more devious. It is what you call, they try to say, I don't play fair or it's fair game. So what they gonna do, they use a bullying tactic on you. That's a form and type of bullying. So, as I've stated, that's why sometimes you have to be the bigger person and the broader adult in these situations. Say, hey, let them have it, let them win. They can keep doing it, whatever they do. Because I know in the end, reality gonna step in, which is what we're seeing now on these YouTube streets. And I'm not speaking of anybody in particular. All you got to do is move around, search around, and see what's going on. People are suffering, and it's not even funny. It really ain't funny. I don't laugh at, because I don't laugh at particular types of issues and situations. But you gotta sub like the cupcake up. But you gotta understand what Malcolm X said again. When the chickens come home to roost, they come back to you. Your boomerang come back. And then when you see the things you're going through, how you try to damage somebody else, your life has already been damaged. And like I tell people, doing things to me on this internet or trying to make me look a certain type of way, you're gonna hurt yourself. Sub and like the cupcake up, please. Please don't hurt yourself by trying to embarrass, falsify things, conjure up lies on me. You can't do it. What you're doing is gonna naturally fail, and I ain't gotta put a finger on you. I ain't gotta pull your background up. I ain't gotta keep saying you this and that. Everybody already knows your business is absolutely after, and the business that is after on you is actually true. It's true. Because if it weren't true, some of these situations that some people are in, they wouldn't even be in these situations. It is what it is. Grow up. You got to grow up out here. Real talk. So, stop trying to hurt people because you don't get to argue with people, and these folks are whooping you by their force of their mouth. They got a good talk on them. Like me, I got a good southern talk on me. It just is what it is. And people would try to get me back by doing stuff in an extensive way, in a crude, rude way, but in a devious way where the lies come in. The facades. And I don't get on here and fake anything about my life. Hell, I got on here crying the other day about some situations I was going through. I ain't never got on here counting no money or nothing. One of my shorts got $50 in there, and that was because I was advertising. Who was that? Bone Thugs saying, go get that money. I had people laughing at me. Oh, she drive buses and all that. You know what I'm saying? Sure do. Happily drive them. I happily drive buses every single day. I ain't got a problem with it. That's what I saw. Some years ago, people was on my head about it, getting them CDLs. My trainers, which the two of them, when I first got into it, my two trainers, they are now deceased. They will be very proud of me. One thing them old heads put in my head, these two old heads, they told me, because they already knew how I was too. They learned they would call me, why you ain't in class? My trainers called me. Y'all might think I'm lying to play. Hell, I would fall asleep in some of my class. Oh, I was just doing all types of stuff. Boy, they say, why you in that class? As long as I'm teaching, you could come to class. This is what both of them are deceased now. This is how they rolled with me. Wanted to see me survive. Because they saw my future. They actually saw what I couldn't see. They saw the strength. They saw my strength. And they told me, when you get these lights, it's easy to get them, but you got to maintain them and keep them. That's gonna be your trouble. That's when the expenses come in, maintaining and keeping them. Then y'all, when you got 3-4 endorsements on there, when you go get them licenses renewed, you got to pay for each endorsement you get. See, they don't tell y'all the whole story, but and like the streets, when I had different people in my head, they was like, you need to go get your CDLs. And I wasn't paying them no attention at first. I was like, man, whatever, whatever, whatever. And plus, I couldn't drive a manual. You know what I'm saying? So now the game has changed for everybody in trucks and bus. You ain't got to drive because people was tearing up these buses and trucks so much, breaking the clutches and all that old stuff in these trucks. And it was hard to pass these manuals. And shit, folks were upshifting and going in the wrong gears and stuff. They were tearing these folk trucks and buses up. So now it's really ain't no excuse, and you got to keep your health good and right to keep them CDLs. But I mean, people need to quit getting on here trying to do evil towards somebody else, because somebody just simply mouth lashing you. But other people got to go to the extent of it. How do you find the time in your brain and mind to go through the extent of some of this stuff? It's amazing. I be like, if you took all that time to do that, it looked like you would take some time to go get you some good money. And I'm talking about legal type money. I ain't talking about going to do anything bogus and silly out here, something that'll land you, froze are behind some bars. You understand what I'm saying? So, I have to give it to you raw and exact. And I know a lot of people, they don't want to talk about this because once again, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about the other day. If you really doing what you doing, supposed to be doing out here, you at least got 9 to 10 different insurances. And I ain't talking about no 9 to 10 life insurance. I'm talking about all your eye, your dental, your life, your accident. It's just so much. Your car insurance, residential insurance. It's a whole bunch of stuff. You see how responsible and that man, whether Trump was in there or not, everything was gonna go up. It don't matter whether he's in there or not. I'm tired of hearing about that. I don't care about. First of all, I gotta fuss at what's going on with my city before I can't do nothing about what Trump doing. I just can't. But you can make changes in your city or state. And when I'm seeing y'all ain't trying to make changes in your city or state, I don't give a flying fluke what Trump is doing, because I know who's my provider at the end of the day. But really what this live is about, stop trying to hurt people extra. You know what I'm saying? Because those devious deeds, it ain't gonna get you nowhere. And then people are watching certain things about people unfold openly on this internet, which is sad. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody living no perfect life. But what I'm trying to say is, how does one take so much time to try to show that this how they look, or this what they doing, or this what they was, when you really are that what you're portraying on somebody else. That is your life for real, and you are trying to put that on someone else's life. And once again, this is not anything in particularly to anybody. It's spoken in general. I'm not standing or touching on nobody's toes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get on this YouTube and I see, I mean, how do you wake up every morning like that and you okay and you easy with that type of situation and living? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand who raised some of y'all. Was there any fathers around, any men around? You understand what I'm saying? Because I got to go back to my trainers and people that were in my life for certain type. I remember, y'all, this is no lie. Something like Cupcake Cup. I'm going to give y'all a story. I hate to put y'all in my business because it really ain't y'all business. But this is no lie. I knew this guy. Unfortunately, he's deceased now. Full street guy. I'm talking about 101,000% street. I known him before I even had kids. I was 16 years old. This is what happened to me one day, y'all. I can't make this up for the life of me. We always stayed in touch with each other, or we'll see each other in traffic. We'll say, hey, we'd be crazy to see each other because I've been knowing the guy since I've been 16 years old. One day, this was when I had just one vehicle. My car wouldn't crank up. Something was going on with my car. I said, oh my God. Y'all, I started crying so bad because I was like, oh my God, I'm here by myself. I gotta go to work. If I don't get my car back rolling, I'm gonna not have a job. I'm gonna lose my job. I called my guy up, man. This guy I've been knowing all my freaking life. And he was like, I was like, I need you to help me with this. Such and such, he owned a car lot or something, whatever he was doing, but he was street too though. He was just 100% street. And I lost him last year. He's deceased now. But I started crying to him and I told him, and he knew I had a good job. And I said, please help me because I don't want to lose my job. When I told him I didn't want to lose my job, that boy got out of his bed and helped me. He helped me take my car to his mechanic, got my car fixed. I think my car had to stay with the guy overnight. Then we went back to his spot and he let me use one of his cars. He said, this is what he said. He said, I've been knowing you for years. I'm gonna go ahead and let you use one of my cars. And he said, I know you want to work, you want to keep your job, you got a good job. I don't want you to lose your. He said, let me tell you something, girl. You best to know. And we weren't even together, y'all. He said, you best to know I don't get up for nobody this time of morning. He said, you best to know, girl, because I've been knowing you for a long time, for years. That's the only reason why I'm helping you. And I couldn't do nothing but respect it. And I know he wouldn't get up at no 4, 5 o'clock in the morning trying to help me. But he said, I know you good. I've been knowing you for years, and I know who you work for. And I know your license is good. So you gonna keep my car. He knew where I live too. So what was I gonna do? But yeah, I'm just saying, having good people in your surroundings mean everything. Having a positive, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sometimes you gotta get away from your environment, whether it's family, friends, whatever is keeping you, holding you to that position. Sometimes you got to leave family behind. Yeah, I said it. Your blood, get away from around them, especially if they crossing you out. Family and friends that cross you out ain't no good. They gonna keep you at the bottom of the barrel. Say it ain't so. Say I don't know what I'm talking about. Baby, I lived for 4 decades on this earth. You think I ain't sat here and learned anything out of my life or situations I've been in? You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes when God has pulled you away from certain issues, problems, and situations, you got to learn to stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? Don't go back to it. But I thank God for them two trying them old heads. RIP to them. They drilled a lot in my head. They kept my positions in classes. I mean, both of them. You need to come to class. Why you ain't in class? I mean, they literally come. Why you ain't in class? What you doing? I'm finna come get you right. Man, just all type of stuff. Just all old head. See, you got to be around some great people. I don't need nobody around me teaching me how to sell a key or teach. I don't even want to hear about it. I don't even want nobody around me. This is what I used to do. I used to say, don't kick and don't rock. I don't even want to hear it. I don't live around that type of environment. I don't want to hear it. That's not the conversation I want. I need somebody in my surroundings. Man, we need to go get this property, or we need to establish this or build this or go by this and set this up, because for years to come, this gonna help us retire. You ain't got to work no more. I'm telling you, man, get away from around these folks that's going to keep you at the bottom of the barrel. And one thing people like to see out here, if they want to see your weakness. So if you get high and drunk, it's not. I'm gonna tell you right now. I ain't talking about to the people that still maintain and able to do what they do and their jobs don't care whether they getting high or drunk. I'm talking about to the people that it affects their lives daily. I know I can't do it. That's all I'm saying. People love to see you incoherent, because incoherency brings what? It brings foolishness. It brings it. You got people that's on your team that love to see you at the bottom of the barrel. You get robbed like that. People in your surrounding, they waiting for you to go to sleep, to go in your pockets. It's just a lot to that, and I don't have time to do that. I don't like clapping back when people are on the net talking about me. I don't like posting nobody picture on my for what? I don't want nobody on my page posted up negatively. You know what I'm saying? What? How does it serve me to post somebody in a disorderly fashion on my page? I don't get paid, or even if I was getting paid for that, I wouldn't want my page like that. That doesn't help me in life. It doesn't excel me in life. It doesn't make things better for me. All it does, it keeps me at the bottom of the barrel too. And I'm not talking about when we're retaliating or getting somebody back. I'm talking about just initially doing these type of things deviously to people. You know, cut it out. Life gonna smack you on your ass. Keep it up. Keep it up, which is what we're seeing now across the YouTube street. Like smacking people around here ruthlessly. Where it ain't funny. I wouldn't make fun of certain things that I'm seeing or anything on this internet. It's not funny. You got folks. I want to say some things, but I'm not gonna go there because if I say it, people, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to stand on nobody's legs or touch on some toes that on some certain things I'm seeing. But it's a lot of crying on this internet that's going on from men. Y'all cry more than women. But you know, when you put yourself in certain situations, that's what happened. All them back years, you just done fumbled your life. And that stuff fast forward and move up. You figure it out. It's a lost cause. So whatever you were doing back then, it apparently didn't help because now people are in situations that you really can't even get out of. That's why I say I ain't you would never see me getting on her. I got $400-500. Let me count this money on her. I bet not. Nobody that's wealthy or rich get on here and count no money on no YouTube or Facebook. Bill Gates and them ain't doing that. Bill Gates, in fact, who would have known Bill Gates had the bag if you were just ordinarily seeing him? Now that Elon Musk man, I think you could kind of look at him. You wouldn't think he's worth as much as he's worth. You can look at Donald Trump and tell they got some net worth about them. But I've been around some people. You wouldn't, like I said, I knew somebody had thousands in their pocket, shopped in the dang on thrift store, and was unbothered about it. Thousands. Found nice clothes in the thrift store too. It be some name brand stuff in there. I just don't care for the thrift store. I don't know. I wasn't raised to go to the thrift store, but whether I was raised or not to go to the Goodwill or thrift store or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But it's a lot of people with money actually go to the thrift store and get stuff and find nice things. It just ain't me, you know. So all I'm just saying is, y'all can sub the cupcake up, please. Be mindful of what you do because your dirty deeds of just hurting somebody because they're beating you with their mouth, and you take the extension of it further exclusively to try to hurt them in the worst way, it's gonna backfire on you. I mean, some people should know by now. If I was in certain situations, I clap back, but I wouldn't be trying to go far, and I wouldn't try to extend the situation because it doesn't help me. It doesn't make my life greater or grand doing it. It doesn't put a steak on my plate. It don't put water on the table for me. It's not going to pay my electric bill. It's not going to put that 93 in my tanks. None of that. I got some things going on now that need to be done. You understand what I'm saying? When you having all these issues and problems in life, how do you find to try to hurt somebody else? And you're gonna double dose your problems. It is what it is. Hey, Southern like the Cupcake Up. Stay tuned. I'm your dominatrix on the TaLk YouTube Talk Street Suddenly. I get downtown. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm gonna speak to your raw truth because it is what it is. Because ain't nobody gonna talk to you about that. You understand what I'm saying? See, you don't want to talk about. I had to think about this. I said, hold up, about all these insurances. Can't nobody get on here and talk about no bad debt. Because if first of all, we're gonna start with insurances further than a car insurance. I mean, health alone give you three: health, eye, and dental. Some people may think I don't need eye insurance. I didn't need eye insurance years ago either. I need it now though. Hell, I supposed to go pick up. Been supposed to have picked up some 400 pair of MK glasses 2-3 months ago, and they write me now about it. So if you ain't responsible out here, you really need to be quiet. You ain't got a room lick to say. Some of y'all get on these YouTube streets to try to make yourself look bigger and better than what you are. And you ain't. You can't even facade it. You can't even fake it. Quit trying to fake like you something when you ain't. Like for instance, if you got an extra 3, 4, 500 and you getting on her kind of, I got money. No, you don't. You don't have money. That is not no money. Hell, I could spend $500 in 1 hour. My grandbaby could spend it in 2 hours, in 1 day. If starting first with necessities, and it still won't be enough. That's what I'm saying. You know, economy, everything is extremely high today. That's why people are collaborating with friends, family, or connecting back with old people, because everybody is trying to, you learn, hell, you got to live like the Hindus and the Mexicans now, and them Asians be doing it too. They be under one roof, 10 of them living. You know what I'm saying? 10 up on the roof. And see, them folks ain't gonna argue with each other. You know why? Because they understand this is your share. This is what you gotta shell out this month and all of that. The Mexicans ain't gonna argue with each other. Them Asians and them Hindus, they got them houses and they already know what to do. But you get them ninjas all in the house together, now it's finna be an argument. Somebody done spent the money that they are supposed to up that month, and now it's finna be an argument. Where your $200 at? I ain't got it. I mean, you see how that works? Pitiful, ain't it? Sad situation. One thing about the ninjas, we can't work together. We can't collab together. And this can be family too. We can't think together. We can't raise. Do y'all know it's so many black entrepreneurs, when you try to when they pass on or whatever, and they try to give them business to their kids or whatever, a lot of times their businesses end up shutting down or sold. Business they done had 20, 25, 30 years, because what is it called? Oh, they used to try to, the economics of it, and the foundation ain't built. It wasn't taught, or they weren't listening to what was there. Hell, I got to hold myself as in fault of a lot of things. I've had people, Arabs and stuff. I almost told y'all one of my names, but I had one. I can show you how to get this gas station. Man, I'm sitting there listening, but not listening. It's hurting me today, because right now I could have had me a shell gas if I just listened and had that Arab to show. Because they the ones that taught me how to get them loans. See, they get loans quicker than us, the foreigners. They get the loans way quicker than we do. They know how to do it. Hell, some of the, Trump done went in there and changed lots of, but hell, they wouldn't even have a status ship here. They was on visas and green cards, and then y'all know they got exchange students and stuff here. But Trump is making it kind of hard now, so I don't know what's going on with a lot of them issues and things now. But a lot of these foreigners was on visas and what I say visas and student exchanges and something else they will be on getting loans before you can get one, and you've been here all your life. You were born here. So when people tell me Trump this, Trump, I don't want, stop talking to me about Trump. Give me my rights. Talk to me about my rights right here where I am now. First, talk to me about that, where I can do better and live better and get the grants and all that and how to do this and do that. Forget what I can't stop what Trump is doing. First, they in there, you know what I'm saying, in that Sanatopia ordeal. You know what I'm saying? I saw them men organized. I don't know who they were, but they was back there. They was like some troopers. I mean, they was organized. They down there in front of the Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, all that stuff they doing is irrelevant. I'm telling y'all right now, it's irrelevant to me. That baby getting on the line, that is so sad. You know what I'm saying? That is horrendous. The girl stated, allegedly, I saw her interview. She stated to the public when she saw them folks pulling that stuff up, them officers, she raised her baby up. So why do you riddle me? What? And then I see her on this with Ben Crump. I see her on this interview that she's doing. She tried to fake a cry. Not one tear came out that girl's eyes. Not one tear. And I know what y'all want to say. People grieve different. You almost look like that boy parents that got on the live in Memphis, Tennessee from that police officer. I can't think of his name right now, but if y'all somebody was in my comment, they would know whom I'm speaking on. I can't even think of that boy name right now. But they had a big thing down in the South about that, you know. And I'm looking at the mama. I can't look at the stepdaddy. That's not his blood. But I'm looking at the mama. The mama, she wasn't crying or not, just such as this girl. She faked this. She tried to hold her head down and fake it. Y'all, I really couldn't even hold a press conference had it been my child. You know what I'm saying? Or someone I really cared for, a loved one or whatever. And again, she told her, allegedly, she raised her baby up when she saw them folks finna fire at that car. Now, I heard y'all talking about a digital receipt. I don't know what's really going on, but I can tell you this. You ninjas go in these dollar stores and these Walmarts, and your plan is to steal from these stores every day. That's why our prices are high. When I go in some of these down in the hood stores, at first I didn't know what the hell was going on. Y'all, they started laughing at me. When the shit you need, deodorant, different types of soaps and detergents, the stuff was locked up, and I used to try to lift it up and try to get the products out of there. And the things would be going on. And I'd be like, y'all, what's going on right here? I can't get my product out of here. Mind, them folks would start laughing at me. And they would say, yeah, we have to keep this locked up. And I said, keep it locked up for what? Because they steal the stuff. And I just learned about this about a year or two ago. I didn't know that stuff was going on. I was so naive to it. And y'all may think I'm joking. That is a damn shame. You got to go in the store and to ask the clerk, can you unlock this for me? Y'all all are fuck Trump. Tell me about you niggas in my neighborhood. Run me up about that. Yet you got people that get on her. I used to rob, kick in dope, sell dope. Who was you selling that dope to? Who were you selling? In the communities right now, who are we selling? Well, it's worldwide now. That's Sugar Honey iced tea. It don't even make a difference now because everybody passed out in the middle of the street now. That's what brought that knocking on. But them folk been getting high forever since we were kids. They've been high and passed out since but it's more of a broader thing. The rich people got tired of people calling them saying your loved one in the middle of the street, your loved one sitting on their curb, done passed out. So scientists went in there and did a hell of a thing, didn't it? Bring you back from the dead, because you literally dead. If you done overdose and they stick that narcan up your nose and bring you back to life. Isn't that amazing? Ain't God something superior that they done conjured up in that lab to bring you back to life after an overdose? And I work with the public. Excuse me. I work with the public. And I find myself sometimes telling some of the people, you gonna kill yourself. You better stop. It's 100 degrees out here. Why are you drinking? You know what I'm saying? Why are you drinking? Why are you drugging? And some people got a wish to be on the line because the pressures and depression of life are so severe and harsh. Sometimes you got to move around and get out your environment, and you got to want to change. If you stay stuck where you at, man, you ain't gonna never have sugar, honey, icy. Folks don't want to see you move, get ahead, and do better. You got more people rooting that you don't make it than you got more people than telling you to move. That's what made me come to the subject as my good trainers. And a friend of mine that I've known since I was 16 years old got out of that bed for me, let me use a vehicle and all of that. Because the key thing I said, please, I don't want to lose my job. And they saw I was doing well for myself. I was doing better for myself. So they got out that bed for me and helped me. That's all I'm saying. You got to surround yourself with folks that's going to understand and help you, whether you be male or female. Real talk. And get these folks away from around you that serves you no purpose. If you come on, smoke this one, come on, drink this one, unless we're having a particular time of day or we're out at an outing or something, that's fine and dandy. But I'm not finna do this with every day. I got business to take care of. I got to go tend to my business. I got to go do my job. Playtime over. It's time to get back to the money. You got people scared to freaking move out here. Mud scared. That's a sad situation to be 50 and you scared to do this. You scared to move. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to branch out. You have to go. You have to leave. It's called leaving the nest. See, that's what responsibility is. It's called leaving the nest. I got to leave these folk behind. Because if I stay with the nest, that's what the nest gonna be. It's a it's a nest full of birds chirping. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Y'all know how in the morning time the birds are singing to the heaven. Tweet, chirp, chirp, chirp. Yeah, call me Tweety Bird. Today I'm Tweety Bird. Today, you understand me? We gonna chirp today, but we gonna fly out the nest. Them birds, that mama bird, she got that baby in her. She go out there, she go get that worm for that bird early in the morning. I think she gonna keep that bird for about 2 weeks. After about 2 weeks, that bird got to get on out there and start flying for itself. And if it can't or if it's sick, it's gonna die. That bird is gonna die. You understand what I'm saying? Do y'all ever watch the geese that walk across the street and you got the papa, the mama, and they have like 4 little ducklings behind them or whatever you want to call it, little small geese? It's a beautiful thing. You got some clowns. I think in Tennessee it's illegal to hit them. You could get in trouble for hitting them. You got some fools that are dry and won't care and run over all them birds. Them little geese will fight you too. If you mess with them and you outside, them things will peck the hell out. That beak they got on them. That beak hurts. That beak, and then they carry diseases. But, all I'm saying is do better. Move forward. You know what I'm I'm saying? It's called leaving the nest. How you don't understand to leave the nest? Let it go. Let it be where it is. You know, people jealous of you, or your own family, or your fake friends, whatever it may be. You know they don't want to see you move ahead. You got people that'll promote you, leave this or let that go for you to live in another type of man, y'all crazy as heck out here. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Or promote you to do the worst for you. That was simply because let me tell y'all, bills are a part of living. Yes, they're gonna fluctuate. Bills will fluctuate for the rest of your life until you're froze in the ground. If you didn't know, now you know now. Once again, if you were suffering during Biden and Obama, they something like the cupcake up. You show enough suffering now. All that fluctuating that's going on now. And if you got a bunch of kids, Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. See, I knew back then not to have all them children. I wasn't going and can still have them. And that ain't y'all business. I hate I told y'all that. But yeah, that ain't even y'all business. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bills are a part of living. I mean, what's gonna happen if you know what I'm saying? You know, people think because they're younger, I'm gonna outlive my mama. I'm gonna outlive my daddy, my aunts, my uncles. They're gonna leave me this. You better watch your steps, watch your mouth. Now is the time to take care of your business. Don't worry about anyone else. What are you doing to better yourself, improve your lifestyle? But again, if you stand with somebody, it don't matter who it is, and I mean it inside shelter, and y'all getting along just fine, I would advise hell, unless it's a dangerous situation or you're living stand or you're sleeping on the floor. With anything, if you're even sleeping on the floor on an air mattress, if it's shelter, it's shelter. You can't argue with it when you can't get your own until you're able to do better. But I advise people, if you're doing it, you better stack up and make sure you try to get yourself together. Because it's getting harder and harder out here. Even when Trump get out of office, it don't matter who they put in there. Republican, Democrat, they are not for you. Neither one of them, allegedly. Neither one of them. If you've lived quite some time, you should understand that by now. You should see the dynamics of it by now. And it don't matter what state, city you're in. I often hear, the cost of living is this much there. The cost of living, it doesn't matter. If you can't get along in a cheap state, what the hell? Why would you go to a state that's even worse? That's bigger in per capita, and then that really have a whole bunch of homelessness going on because they can't afford it. Cause I'm telling y'all, you can't move around talking about you finna go work in these warehouse, and then all these warehouses be hot. Why haven't nobody passed the law about that? I used to speak on that about 20 years ago. Why is it that the warehouses ain't got air conditioning in some of them? Oh my gosh. Woo! Baby. That's why I have to thank God, dear Lord. I be praying. I be like, Lord, please keep me in good sound health. I'm praying for my legs, my ankles, my feet, my arm. Thank God none of it swells up. You understand me? Thank God I ain't got that swelling body. You understand what I'm saying? Folk ankles and stuff and feet swells up. They arms and I mean, I don't know what be going on, but whatever be going on, Lord, please, I just pray I'm able to take care of myself as long as you got me on this earth. Then some of y'all be playing with God. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know that your life is in a tragedy at this point by you playing with God, something wrong with you. I don't care about if you don't believe there is a God or Jesus or whatever you have, whatever your religious preference is. That's just how you believe. But I be hearing some stuff on this internet, and I be like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Are y'all really talking like that? And you don't see the situation that you're in, and it's not a problem, but you know it's an issue and a problem. You just don't want to, you don't want that burden, that hurt, that shame on you, because it's a shame. 50 plus. 50 plus. It's a shame. And then let's roll back to your 40s. If you're in your 40s in a certain type of way, it don't, age ain't discriminate. Your time ticking. Because 40s is when things, your eyesight, your legs, your breathing. That's why some people argue with certain people. They know they ain't got that wind. And if you got good wind, a mug come up to you, blah, 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 knock your ass out with that wind. You can say you big, strong, tougher, or whatever all day long. If you ain't got that wind, that's why it is no need of me arguing with now chick, especially the young birds. Now, we ain't even finna argue, boo. Ain't no need of me arguing with you at all. Cause I know you got wind. You got better wind than I got. You stronger than me. Bitch, you weigh about 90 pounds. I'm about 25 more pounds than you. And you got wind. Then you gonna pull my hair out, my rear hair included. You gonna mess my face up. Then you gonna try to, do some more devious type. That's what y'all do, you hens do. You wanna mess somebody up. And that stuff can disable you, mess you off for life. Scars all in your face. They don't pull plugs and stuff all out your head. You know what I'm saying? There's all types of things. You got women out here. These women are mad at you too. They mad because you're successful out of life. They not. They done messed up. They sitting there. They got 5, 6, 7, 8 kids in their home. 20 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? They indeed them sat there and had babies and stayed on welfare all their life and food stamps. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no need of me arguing with no woman. For what? If they living like that. Hell no, I ain't finna argue. You finna try to disable me any type of way you can and make me miserable like you. So no. You understand me? But I don't argue with people no way, like not in my realistic life. Whatever be going on these tube streets, whatever. That's just fun and leisure. I try to stay out the way of any type of confrontation because it's not worth it. It's physically getting in confrontations with people. It is not worth it. I don't want to go to jail. And even if I had been to jail, it's nothing to brag about. I'm not going to promote anything about being in a penitentiary, being behind on bars or jail, at least or wherever people go. Penal, wherever, state prison. What's that other one where you do 10 years? I forget. You got to do 10. Federal. That's federal. That's federal. It's nothing funny about that. It's nothing promotional about that. You are caged up. When I went down to that plantation in Louisiana, they had them cages down there, y'all. And that the historian told her, she said they built these jail cages for runaway slaves. The jails were built for Negroes. You're under to keep y'all in bondages and chains. There's no way I can promote anything fun or this did this for me or I was this for yeah, I might was locked up 9, 10. I'm speaking in general. For 9, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. But let me tell you something, young people, it's somewhere you don't ever want to go. You are going to learn some stuff behind the bars. Hey, you're locked up. You can't leave out the yard. And the next day, you don't know if somebody going to come in there and fondle your ass, stick some or corn on the cob up your rump, rape you, or slit you up, unalive you. That's hell. If you're just in public, you scared every day. And imagine you are behind those bars, locked and caged up. Who promotes that? What type of energy is that? I can't promote nothing negative because I'm tired of these young folks. I'm tired of these Negro ninja young folks acting a fool. So what happened in San Antonio? All that marching, y'all shut down at Walmart. I wonder how many black people were in there working that lost money those 1 or 2 days that it was closed. And y'all know San Antonio is small. Like I said, I lived in Nashville, Mississippi. So to hear all this promotion of how someone won, I sold dope, I was kicking in doors, I was robbing. It didn't do much for you. Cause now time the chickens came home to roost, as Malcolm X stated. That life, you got to really redeem. It's called redemption. Like when old Bob was in there, redemption, the gang man, I can't think of his name, the gang leader. You know, all them years caught up when he was behind them bars 30 some years, and his execution came for him. And he had, apparently it did appear that he actually redeemed himself. He was back there writing kids books, telling the children, man, this ain't cool, don't do this. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you call redemption. You telling these people, man, don't get locked up. It ain't cool, young people. It ain't cool. Promoting violence, promoting I'll do this, I'll do that. Hell no. I ain't finna promote that for you. Why? You just another brother or sister that's down. Is now you're gonna be stripped of your rights. You can't do nothing. When you have all that stuff on your background, you're gonna get turned, and that brings violence too as well. Got all that stuff on your background. I mean, it hurts you in the end. It doesn't work in the end. That's why the older you get, the mature you're supposed to be doing. And then you need to change your environment and put some influences around you. Put some people with that money around you. Own some stuff off. Got good things going for them. Some old head. Most old heads talk to you right. Cause they know they've shown up almost out of here or whatever. Or they lived that life, and they tired of seeing the foolishness too. I cannot promote a child to go in the store and rob the store, or go even steal a package of gum and now laters out of there. I can't do it because you gonna keep going in them stores and it's gonna progress. Your stealing gonna turn into robbing. Because that's all you known all your life. Now you either setting up your own grave, or you setting up for you to be behind bars. For which, when I went down to their plantation, and let me speak on this again, I even went to the plantations that was on that movie. Dang, I always forget the movie that Jamie Foxx played in, and they had and he was named, and one of the overseers was called Candy Man, or whatever his name was. I can't think of the movie, but I went all over there in Louisiana. That lady said them bars, and it was a small case, y'all. And Louisiana got one of the stiffest penitentiaries in the world. You suddenly not come up one of the most maximum security. You got Cali, Louisiana, I think Arkansas too, and somewhere else. Them just some bad penitentiaries you don't want to be in. I'm telling y'all, that stuff ain't no joke. I ain't never been and ain't trying to go. Ain't trying to promote. That lady, she said they were crying about 80 slaves in this little cage. Y'all, the cage, I'm going to see if I still got a picture of it. Some of that stuff I erased from that plantation. But I said, God, dog. And they just had chains. Why would you want to stay in bondage and locked in chains? The Willie Lynch letter taught you well, didn't it? That Willie Lynch letter, something. I would advise somebody, go read. Hell, pull it up online. You're pulling up everything else up online and reading about it. Go read about that Willie Lynch letter and see and tell me if it ain't true and right and exact, and if it ain't facts. Something like the cupcake up. I bet you won't bring that Willie Lynch letter up. I got my copy. Showed it, and it's disturbing. Cause I said, well, God, these folks wrote this way before our parents were born, grandparents were born. How did they know? And I'd be dang on if it ain't standing in the 20th century. You better learn your history instead of worrying about Trump all the goddamn time. Trump gonna do what he's designed to do. He is particularly put in there to do what he's supposed to do, and that's what he's doing. Trump has done his deed, his course. He's doing his course, what he's put in there to do. I can't stop Trump. F-U-C-K Trump. And a lot of things he's doing, I actually stand with him. I'm sick of hearing about him. Tell me about these ninjas that walk around in these neighborhoods when they know people are gone to work. They kick in the door and or they walk up, they see somebody in a brand new Lexus or a brand new Maybach, and they walk up to these folks and put their unit up to their head and tell them, you better give it to me. These folks are unaliving people for your own property. So many people are unalived each day across these states because people are taking things. Heists are going on every day. We ain't passed no money, man. And I'm going to tell you, if you ain't counted at least 20 racks in your life, you sure enough ain't seen no money. At least over 20. If you ain't just saw counted 20 racks, I'm talking about at one time. I ain't talking about over a period of time. You sure enough ain't lived a life. You really ain't did nothing. Hell, we can even drop it to 10,000. But really 20 and up, because that's what you would call perhaps mediocre money. You did. But my thing was today, work on you. Stop trying to make you look important. I understand some of y'all ain't as important until you get on the YouTube. Some of y'all don't mean nothing too much until you get on social media. It just is what it. Hell, you ain't doing nothing else. Might as well do devious acts and evil things to hurt somebody else on YouTube, because your life ain't worth too much. So now you got to make somebody else life worth a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Mind, please. I ain't finna call nobody job. I don't give a F you. I don't care whether you work or not. I don't care. And I'm speaking in general. I don't care what you do for a living. Long as you just ain't robbing and unaliving innocent good people. That's what get on my nerves right there. Messing with the innocent folks. I never call anybody job or leave a review or try to hurt somebody. I don't have to, because I know what you doing ain't going to stay sturdy no way. Because a lot of people ain't trying to do better. Like they stuck. Their brains ain't matured. It's something mental going on. And it's a lot of mental going on these YouTube streets. They mental. You know they mental. You can see it mental. The way they're talking is mental. I had a family member that talked all that crazy stuff. They had mental issues on top of the drugs that was doing it. See, when you already mental and you got a mild, it's called it's a better word. I hate to say the R word, the retardation. You got a mild retardness about you. It's something else they call it, y'all. I hate to say that R word. And then you add alcohol or drugs to it. You know how much that's gonna progress that R word for you. It's gonna make you more impaired. You got some impairedness about you. You know what I'm saying? Don't add that to you, because you really ain't going to be able to function. Real talk. You really ain't going to be able to function after that. And I know I've done a whole hour live, and really was pretty much of nothing. But it's all good. I do lives to help, maybe if I can just help somebody, to wake up the next day or that evening, hey, I want to do better with my life. KupcaKe pretty much right. I don't care for her too much. She this, she that. But at least she's promoting positivity. Get up off your rump. Go make a difference, because these excuses, the world does not want to hear anything you're talking about. The world don't, and it don't work like that. I'm telling y'all, I've lived 4 decades on this earth. The world don't want to hear your issues and problems. I have to often tell some, randomly sometimes, why are you telling me about this? Because if I tell you mine, you ain't gonna even be able to fathom what I got going on. You worried about small things. I got way broader issues and problems that you got, because me and you ain't on the same page and level. It don't matter to you if you don't have dental insurance. You see, it's stuff just as small as that. That's what I'm talking about. You getting along in life without dental insurance or eye insurance or etc. I ain't got to go down the line with it. That girl in San Antonio, you think they had burial some type of insurance on that baby? And she raises her baby up, seeing them folks. Why? I don't know. We don't know what we'll do in the line of, when we're doing certain things. Everything we do out here has a consequence, whether it be good, whether it be bad. Just know the boomerang always returns. The late great Malcolm X stated, the chickens came home to roost, meaning what the chickens did, it came back to them. You go find out. I'm not finna teach you or tell you why he said it, but those who know. You go read about why he gave that quote out. They were mad at him, Malcolm, about that, but it was a true statement. I didn't live in the era of Malcolm X, but I was always team Malcolm X before I was team MLK. I'm just gonna let you know. Sure was. I was always, and then they want to erase Malcolm from us. They didn't give Malcolm a holiday, because Malcolm did it a different type of way. He said, no, you retaliate. You know what I'm saying? So each man had their own way of doing things. Salutes to MLK too. MLK did some great things, great deeds. And guess who set him up? Old boy now, on that balcony with him. And I ain't finna name no names. You know what I'm saying? That's who set him up, which is what's going on with us today. And that goes back to that Willie Lynch letter. We set our own kind up each and every single day. We allow people to come in our surroundings and say the N word to us, and y'all okays it. Not one person that's outside of my race, if we're in a circle together, it's not, they might tell you it's okay to say that N word, but you ain't finna play that around me. I say, hey, no, I don't allow the N word directed to me. I don't care if you're playing or what them other folks do. Now, we don't do that right here with KupcaKe. I don't care if you're male, female, I don't care how old you are. And then, not only the N word, y'all got to know the derogatory slave phrases. They be saying slave phrases to y'all, and some of you ninjas don't even know what they be saying. For instance, if you're on certain jobs and they tell you like sweep something up, these jobs got that bad too, telling you to sweep stuff up, do the cleaners up, and then they'll tell you hurry up. Did you know that was a phrase, a slave phrase, hurry up and get it done? Now, you don't talk to me like that. Now, it's going to get done when I get it done. And there are other phrases y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know what these folk be saying to y'all sometimes. But y'all will get on here and downgrade and talk about each other and hurt each other on this net. And I ain't talking about to the people that retaliate. I'm talking about to the folks that initiate stuff. Why? Them folks been tearing y'all down all your lives. They shut business and stores around in our communities. You ninjas gonna go right back in that store and open that bull SHIT back up. That sugar honey, after the community done got the store shut down, done told y'all, don't go back in that store and shop. They been doing this. Y'all will go right back in that store. How preposterous is that? Down here in the South, they had the damn rats in the gas station all around the food and everything. 10 minutes later, they had the people on news and everything. Don't go in that store, don't go in that store. Only sell gas out of this store. You ninjas went right back in that store trying to buy stuff out that store. After you saw the rats on the goddamn on TV. The rest just going through the potato chip bags and stuff in the store. You all allow these people to keep these businesses opened up in your community. They are selling food in your, especially there where in Tennessee. I got to talk about this in Tennessee. These folks selling food and stuff, and when you ask them, where you got a bathroom? No, we ain't got no bathroom for y'all to use. And I'm looking, I'm like, how the hell you ain't got no bathroom? Y'all selling coffee in here? Y'all selling pizza or whatever they be selling in these bad communities. But you can't go in there and use the bathroom. And for a lot of reasons, you can't go and use the bathroom. You got people going in there doing them drugs. Blood be all over the damn poop smeared all over everywhere. And you women are nasty as hell. You stuff all smeared in the bathroom, needles and shit all in the bathroom. Y'all crazy out here. Just horrendous. You don't give a FUCK about your own community. So miss me with Trump. You don't care about your own stability and liability where you at. So I don't care what Trump doing. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't care about the marches. I don't care about your signs. And then a lot of times when they get the marching and shit, y'all got rainbows and stuff all on your posters. And we know it. And I'm like, what the hell this got to do with anything that tragically done happen? You stick a goddamn on rainbow on your poster for them rights. I ain't against it. I'm just saying, why are you sticking these rights with somebody they talking about for civil rights? Y'all will throw all that to throw these kids off, throw all that in the midst of it. Y'all allowing them to put this stuff in the commercials. Y'all allowing them to put this stuff in that baby cartoon. I sit there and watch a goddamn cartoon. Goddamn two kids or two men been done tongue kissed each other on a goddamn cartoon. Y'all, so leave me alone about Trump. I don't want to hear about Trump. Trump doing what he's designed to do. And you best to believe when he gone and up out of there, the mother folks gonna get in there and do what they designed to do. Let me get up out of here. Hey, y'all, it's the SouthernSoul Dominatrix. I got it going on down here. You did. Get yourself together. Get it done. You know what I'm saying? Grow up out here. Mature yourself a little bit. You know, start making an example for you and your kids, your grandbabies and stuff. Make a difference. Show a difference. You know what I'm saying? Show a difference in life. Make yourself great again. Forget making America great again. Make yourself great again. How you do that? Make yourself great again. MSGA.